Good morning, children. I am Mayurachari and I am going to teach you EVS 2. Let us start with lesson number 1. What is history? Now, history. What is history? History is a science that tells us about events in the past. The scientific method of history. Third thing is history and us, the past and the future. First thing, what is history? History is a science that tells us about the events in the past. Whatever events have taken place in the past deals with history. Last year in Standard 4th, we have studied the life of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his mission of establishing Swaraj. The time before the birth of Shivaji Maharaj was about 400 years before now, or even in other words, the time 400 years ago. So Shivaji Maharaj was born 400 years ago. For our convenience, we divide time in different ways. Often we use words like now, some time ago, after some time, or today, yesterday, tomorrow, or this year, next year, etc. When we use these words, we are actually measuring time in our minds. Now, today, and this year are terms that indicate the present. Some time ago, yesterday, last year are terms that indicate the past. After some time, tomorrow, next year are the terms, words that indicate the future. So, today and this year means present. Some time ago, yesterday means last year, past, and tomorrow is or the next year. Tomorrow or the next year means future. The time that has already gone by is the past. The time we are in now is the present. The time that is yet to come is the future. You know this. The past includes many events that has already taken place. For example, if you are 10-year-old today, it means that the event of your birth happened 10 years ago in the past. Similarly, after 10 years from now, that is in future, you will be 20 years old. The time gone by between today and the day of your birth is your past. The past in the life of a person. So, if you are now at present 10 years, it is your present, and before 10 years that was your past, and after 10 years that is 20 years old, you will be after 10 years you will be 20 years old, and that is your future. Now you can see this in the picture. Past, that is day of birth 10 years ago. Present, we are 10 years old. Today you are 10 years old. Future, we shall be 20 years old. That is after 10 years. You can see this in the picture. The science that tries to understand past events is called history. Yes, what is history? The science that tries to understand past event. History deals with past events. The scientific method of history. In standard 3rd and 4th, as part of environmental studies, we have become acquainted with various sciences. We know various sciences. The special characteristics of all these sciences is that their facts or evidence can be tested in experiments which can be repeated anywhere, anytime. The method of using a number of different tests to determine whether the evidence is reliable is called scientific method. So the method of using different tests to determine whether the evidence, that is the proof, is reliable, is trustworthy, it is called as scientific method. There are many things that happened since our birth that we may not know about. However, our grandparents or Parents or others often tell us amusing stories. Amusing means what? Those stories which make us to laugh. Okay, amusing stories of our childhood. Those stories are a part of their memory. However, when different people tell us about the same event, we find differences in their narrations. Means different people tell it in different way. It makes us wonder which one is right. We need to examine the details of each narration carefully to decide the correctness of the fact. So different people tell us different stories. It is not possible to conduct experiments to recreate the events that have happened in the past. Therefore, the method of presenting history is different from that of other sciences. Even so, history uses the scientific method at every stage, namely, while looking for and collecting evidence, examining the evidence, and while putting it together when required. Help is also taken from other sciences. That is why history is considered to be a scientific discipline. History is not written solely on the basis of imagination. So, history is not imagination, it is the science which deals with the past. It has actually taken place.